Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand, coming to you live from our CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime studio in Mumbai, ladies and gentlemen. And we are joining you with an exclusive, a super exclusive. And this is around the murder of rationalist, anti-superstition activist and founder of the Maharashtra Andhashraddha Nirmulan Samiti, Dr. Narendra Dabholkar, who was shot dead by two bike-bound assailants on the V.R. Shinde Bridge way back on the 20th of August 2013. So nearly 11 years, ladies and gentlemen, since his murder. A Pune court will pronounce the verdict in the case, expected on the 10th of May. The CBI has arrested Virendra Singh Taude, an ENT surgeon allegedly associated with the Sanathan Sanstha. As per the CBI, Taude was the mastermind. CBI also arrested Sachin Andure and Sharat Kalaskar, whom the agency claimed were the shooters, and their names came around the murder investigation of Gauri Lankesh. Now, while Virendra Singh Taude, Sachin Andure and Sharat Kalaskar remain in custody, Sanjeev Punalekar and Vikram Bhave have been released on bail. But today, CNN News 18 has accessed some documents in the case that shed fresh light and raise many more questions. Were the wrong people deliberately targeted for the murder of a man on that bridge because it suited a particular narrative? Are the murderers of Narendra Dabholkar still at large? Is it a Hindu extremist connection, or is it a Maoist connection? The documents accessed by CNN News 18 raise questions on the nature of investigation of the CBI too. Let's just look at some of these documents. First up, we have Amit Thadani, author of the Rationalist Murders with us, Vishnu Jain, senior advocate with us, and Vivek Srivastava, leader of from the left of the CPI. But first, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you through the documents that we have accessed. First one that we have accessed is the deposition of witness number 1. Now, this is all submitted, documents that have been submitted in court, and there's a reason why they raise some questions, ladies and gentlemen. The lady or the person in question who's witness number 1 is Suvarna Jitendra Ahar, and she is Sharat Kalaskar's elder sister. She is Sharat Kalaskar's elder sister, and this is what she is saying. What she is saying is that she came to know the fact that Sharat Kalaskar's name has come up in the murder of Narendra Dabholkar on the 18th of August 2018, where she says photos emerged of my brother being shown on media, that he is the one involved in the murder of Narendra Dabholkar. But let's go back to the date that we mentioned. The date of murder of Narendra Dabholkar was the 20th of August 2013. 20th of August 2013. What she is saying is 20th of August 2013, ladies and gentlemen, was Raksha Bandhan. I realized that on 20th of August 2013, there was Raksha Bandhan. That's what she's saying. I came to know the fact from news, and I also confirmed the setback through Google. You and me can check it. Was the 20th of August 2013 Raksha Bandhan? Then she says, ladies and gentlemen, in her statement, this is submitted in court, that as it was Raksha Bandhan, I was shocked about the news of involvement of my brother in the said murder case. On the said Raksha Bandhan, I had visited my parents. I had seen that I had been there on the earlier day. And then she is also saying on 20, we celebrated Raksha Bandhan. After celebrating Raksha Bandhan, my brother had been on agriculture land for agricultural work. So she was there on the previous day. Her brother was present there. Dr. Narendra Dabholkar was murdered between 6 a.m. and around 7:15 a.m. But she's saying she was there on the previous day, and her brother was there living with her parents at that time. And he was there in that house, and she tied Rakhi to him. And she says the CBI, I never told the CBI never asked me, because this date was never asked. Because the name of Sharat Kalaskar and Sachin Andure came only in 2018, ladies and gentlemen. But 5 years ago, on that day, Narendra Dabholkar was murdered. The sister is saying, I tied Rakhi to him in front of my parents. There were others, and he was there looking after our agricultural land. And there is also cross-examination of the witness that has happened, and this is the document that's been submitted in court. So this is one aspect that stands out. So this is one on Sharad Kalaskar. Let's look at this. This is the second document that we have access. The second document is witness number 2. Witness number 2 here. And witness number 2 is Deepali Umesh Chalase. Deepali Umesh is who? She is the sister of Sachin Andure. Sachin Andure is my younger brother. What does she say? She says she remembers this date, this year of Raksha Bandhan, 20th of August 2013 very clearly, because her brother wanted to marry a lady, a girl from a different caste, and there was an argument. And she is detailing it out, saying that I was shocked. Sachin is arrested, not known to her. On 1810, on news was being shown on TV, and it said news was being told that the accused Sharad Kalaskar and Sachin Andure were arrested in the Dabholkar murder case. We were shocked after seeing the said news. Said news being shown in various news channels. Photos of Sharad Kalaskar and Sachin Andure were being shown. I was not knowing the accused Sharad Kalaskar. In January month, the charge sheet was filed against Sachin. In the said charge sheet, it was alleged that Shri Dabholkar was murdered in 2013. From the said charge sheet, a news revealed that Shri Dabholkar was murdered on 20th of August 2013. She's saying in this statement. Then she says, ladies and gentlemen, after a few days, I met Sachin in court. I told Sachin that on 20th of August 2013, it was Raksha Bandhan. And he was there along with me. Then she goes on to say further down, she says, we'll set fact that I said it to the advocate, that it was Raksha Bandhan in 2013. There you go. She's saying it was Raksha Bandhan in 2013. I'm going to underline these dates at that time. Sachin phoned me. He told me he wants to talk about his marriage, and he will also be visiting me on Raksha Bandhan. The next line, ladies and gentlemen, on the day of Raksha Bandhan, Sachin had been in our house at Akola late in the night. He was in our house at Akola late in the night. And he tied Raksha Bandhan, reached at 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Between that time, he was actually home. Early morning on the 20th, he was there in Akola. You can also Google, ladies and gentlemen, the distance between Akola and Pune. They are both in Maharashtra, but they are far apart. A person cannot be at Akola at 6 a.m. and also then commit a murder at 7:15 a.m. in Pune. So these are two statements of the sisters who say that the CBI never asked us. We didn't tell the CBI too because they never asked us. And this whole matter of the date put by the CBI was 5 years later. Vishnu Jain with us. There's more. There is more of the eyewitness Kiran Keshav Kamble, a Safai Karamchari, and also this document that's written to the private secretary. You can see it is addressed to the private secretary, Honorable Minister, Home Minister, Government of Maharashtra, and this is dated 21st of August 2013. And we'll come to that in just a bit. Vishnu Jain ji is with us, Amit Thadani is with us, Vivek Srivastava is with us. Vishnu Jain ji, how would you see this aspect and these documents that we have accessed? They throw to light certain very, very startling developments. Has the CBI forgotten or not cross-checked this? The two sisters said we tied Rakhi, but the two sisters in this statement also say they have no photographic evidence. So what does that imply? They have no photographic evidence that they did tie Rakhi that day.
See, Anand, this is a case which is full with material contradictions. In criminal law, the basic principle is that a person is presumed to be innocent unless proved guilty. But in this case, as you mentioned, the complete story, and I would add to that story, there is something more interesting to the story which you have told. There is one witness named Sanjay Sadvilkar. He was a silversmith, and he accepts in his testimony that he had enmity with Hindu Janjagriti Samiti, and it is on testimony of this person that Dr. Tavade was arrested. That is point number one. Point number two, very interesting name you had taken of the another witness, which is Mr. Kiran Kamble.
Kiran Keshav Kamble.
He accepts in his testimony that he was suffering from memory loss. Very interestingly, in such a case, the most important thing is that you need to have a test identification parade. In this case, admittedly, no test identification parade was done. The other very interesting story is, Anand, you will be shocked to know, and this has never happened in Indian legal history. Our advocate Sanjeev Punalekar was arrested in this case in 2019 on a confessional statement of Mr. Sharad Kalaskar. And you know what the story is? The investigating agencies say they have a version that the accused told them that the pistol which was used in this crime is thrown in a creek which merges with the ocean. So the Bombay High Court monitored this investigation. You will be shocked to know that an agency from Dubai was hired to find out that pistol, and the version was that he has dismantled the pistol and he has thrown it in the creek. You will be shocked to know that after 6 years of this incident, the if you can call them the divers, they went into the creek, and after 5 or 6 years, they find an air gun from the creek. So this is the level of contradiction, this is the level of mockery which has been done in this criminal trial. And let me buttress my submissions. In this case, Anand, the most important thing is that there needs to be a sanction under the UAPA by the central government, because this matter has been investigated by the CBI. You will be shocked to know of section 45 of the UAPA Act, without a valid sanction, this entire trial proceeded in violation of the provisions of section 45 of the UAPA. So whatever you are highlighting today, there are contradictions, and my dear friend Mr. Amit Thadani has written a wonderful book, and I must say that this is a fit case where nationalists have been framed by rationalists without any case, on the basis of fake theory, on the basis of a narrative that you have no proof, no witness has named any of the accused. There is no eyewitness to this incident who has named us the accused, and then you frame us, and then we have to suffer trial. So I think the truth and justice will come out on 10th of May. We are waiting for it. But the fact of the matter is that this case is a story in itself.
Vishnuji, let me just ask you, my legal understanding is a little limited, but this is the document of Kiran Keshav Kamble. I hope you have perused this too, and you are talking about the statement. What this says is, in pursuance of the order passed by Honorable Chief Judicial Magistrate Pune 16/4/2019 on application of CBI, Additional Superintendent of Police CBI, the witnesses answer as per section 164S Code of Criminal Procedure. So it is recorded under 164 CRPC. Interesting part, I don't know if it has any legal consequence. And at the back of it, it is also signed Kiran Kamble and also M.K. Patil. 2-3 things that stood out to me. In the second page of this conversation, it says page number 84 because it's also attached to a lot of the documents that have been provided of various witnesses' testimonies, ladies and gentlemen. He says, the day I had finished work and fell on the divider Omkareshwar Bridge because I was high on sugar. There was a tree where Meera Chakate was working. At that time, my face was towards Shankara's temple. This is at 6:30 a.m. for cleaning. Meera Chakale was also working there. At that time, 2 boys came in a passion bike. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong in this statement where they say, and please see this, ladies and gentlemen, if you can come zoom in on this. He's saying that he was high on sugar, right? What does he say? He was high on sugar. This is the statement that's recorded. The next page, point number 5, please note. He says, I went to drink tea because my sugar was low. Now, this is all within 45 minutes of what has happened there. Is it possible for somebody to faint because their blood sugar was high and within some time again go back and have tea because their sugar was low? I do not understand medicine. I do not understand. We'll try and connect with Vishnu Jain, but Amit Thadani, what would you say to that? The other part, what he is saying is that I did not recognize, but the police cops asked me to sign on a photo and I did. I did not recognize Sachin Andure, but they asked me to sign this photo 5 years later. And I did. He says that. He says, I was shown photos of 2 persons and they asked me to see. I had told police I had seen the photo of one of the person killing Narendra Dabholkar. I identified the person in the photo before the police. I learned cops that he was Sharad Kalaskar. Then he says, I did not see in the second person photo killing Narendra Dabholkar. I learned from the cops that the person was Andure. At that time, the police had written a text behind both the said photos. I read it and put my signature on both the photos and date behind the photos. He is saying it here in point number 12 that I signed on a photo without recognizing the person, but the cops had written a note there and that is why I signed on it. This is point number 12. So two things. Within 45 minutes, he fainted because he's high on sugar, and then he had tea because he was low on sugar. Amit Thadani.
Yes, good evening, Anand. This is one very peculiar case where the same witnesses, Kiran Kamble has, of course, in this case, allegedly identified Kalaskar and not even identified Andure as, not even a definitive statement that these were the killers or that these could be the murderers. But that's not the only thing, Who was named in the first charge sheet? If you realize, the persons named in the first charge sheet were two completely different people, right?
Yes.
And before that, the people who were arrested with the weapons, where there is a forensic match on record with the Kalina FSL lab, the forensic lab report is there as having recovered the weapons. They were arrested on the same day as Dabholkar's murder, right? Khandelwal and Nagori were the two people who were history sheeters who were arrested on the day of Dabholkar's murder, and the weapons recovered from them were forensically matched. Now, if the weapons are already in CBI custody, which weapons did Kalaskar dispose of, and from where did he procure them? And how did he get the weapons out of CBI custody, take them, murder allegedly the other people, and then throw the weapons back into CBI?
Govind Pansare and Gauri Lankesh.
Yes, so allegedly the story is that the weapons, were used in those murders. How did the weapon come out of CBI custody? Because you already have a forensic report matching it, right? Now, that's not all. The second set of people, Sarang Akolkar, Vinay Pawar, were also identified as likely the killers with the same witness. So, how did they identify a separate set of people during this time? It's a question worth asking, isn't it? If these people have identified another person based on the photographs, and now 2 years later they are identifying two different people on the basis of photographs, while the witnesses are available for a parade identification. What was the purpose of this? Why would anybody do this? So there are lots of questions like this which need to be asked of the investigating agencies in these cases. These matters are extremely dubious,
No, the other aspect, Vishnu Jain. Can somebody be low on sugar and be high on sugar, faint, and then be low on sugar within 45 minutes, and because that's why they went to have tea? It's a signed CRPC statement. The other part is that they did not recognize the second accused, but there was a note written by the cops and they signed on it. That's also part of the CRPC statement.
Yes, you are absolutely right, and that's why I said in my opening statement that this is a case which is full with material contradictions. And if you will see the testimony of another witness, Mr. Vinay Kelkar, he has given 3 versions of this entire incident. The first version is when he says, kindly note, he says that on seeing the aged person walking, within 1 to 1.5 minutes, I heard noise of bullet shots. I looked at the place from where I heard the noise, and he is supposed to be the eyewitness. I saw the aged person was lying on the ground. 2 boys following him were running on the reverse direction, and they came towards my house. Thus, he has seen no one shooting the deceased. He admits in his first version that he has seen no one shooting the deceased. The second version is, kindly appreciate, those 2 persons who had fired bullets are before the court. The third version is, I had seen the boy wearing the white cap had fired bullets. So for the same incident, this witness, Vinay Kelkar, gives 3 different versions. So that's what I'm saying, that this is a testimony, this is a case which is full with contradictions. There is no eyewitness to this entire incident. No test identification parade has been done as per law, as per mandate of law. And apart from that, the advocate Mr. Sanjeev Punalekar, who was defending the accused, was also arrested. Can you imagine? I would have never heard an advocate who defends a case gets a basic protection under the CRPC, under the Advocates Act. But in violation of the basic protection, an advocate who was conducting this case was arrested by the investigating agencies. He was behind bar for 45 days on a fake story, on a fake version that he has asked to destroy the weapon of crime, and that weapon of crime was never recovered. This is shocking. Scotland Yard was consulted. The Scotland Yard never gave any opinion. There is no ballistic expert report. The cartridges which were found on the ground doesn't match with the bullet which has been recovered by the police. So it's a completely fake narrative which has been built against the nationalist, against Hindu Janjagriti Samiti, and I must tell you that all the 5 accused have suffered immensely because of the trauma of this trial. And I must say that if we get acquitted by the Honorable Court, it's a case for heavy compensation. It's a case for heavy compensation because you have destroyed life of 10 years of these innocent people.
There is also the entry wounds, the direction in which the assailants came from, and where the entry and exit wounds are on Dr. Narendra Dabholkar as per the witnesses. Now, Vivek Srivastava, what would you like to say?
The entire debate मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि जबरदस्ती आप लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि somehow Sanatan Sansthan should be given a clean sheet. The tone of the debate, the tenor of the debate, the way my friend is speaking. My first question to my learned friend Vishnu Jani is my good friend. I have a lot of respect from him. Are you trying to say a rationalist cannot be a nationalist? He cannot be a Deshbhakt. He cannot do his duty. If I question the various religious beliefs and I question them,
He heard you. Vishnu, let Vivek speak and then you can counter. Yeah, please. Let him speak. He heard you out, so let him speak and then you can
counter. Now the fact is, if I question the hallelujah of the Christians, or I question the various, I do not believe in astrology, maybe you do, and I am a rational thinker, and I am trying to think my own way, I raise my points, I raise my questions. I mean, you need to have the tolerance to listen to us. We all know what is Ram Sena. Ram Sena in Bangalore went inside a pub, dragged the girls out, beat them in full public view. There was an uproar और बोला गया साहब महिलाएं बियर नहीं पिएंगी लड़कों के साथ बैठ करके. Don't we know this? There are fanatic organizations. There are fanatic thought processes. Nationalism is also one of them.
There may be. Yeah. Okay. Vivek ji, I just want to qualify. I will allow you to speak, sir. I just want to say one thing. When you just allow me 10 seconds. I'm just saying, there may be radical outfits. There may be those which are very highly orthodox.
Yes.
But just because they have a particular view, is it
Are you giving a clean sheet to these killers? Is CNN News 18 giving a clean sheet to these killers?
I am asking you,
are you giving a clean sheet?
Please hear me out. I am saying, is it okay to blame somebody just because you don't like their point of view? Just accuse them of murder.
No. Is it justified of CNN News 18 and Anand to actually maybe they are accused? Why are you so biased in trying to protect them?
Are you okay? Is it okay for you to go ahead and say just because I don't agree with somebody's point of view, I believe they are capable of murder?
Not a single point in the last 20 minutes have been made against the accused. Why?
My question to you, I am questioning the CBI, sir. I am questioning. Do you not want the CBI? Do you not want the CBI to do its? Do you not expect the CBI? Do you not expect the CBI to do its job properly? Are you trying to say that the CBI?
Absolutely.
If the sister of the accused is saying that it was Raksha Bandhan and they were at my house that day, you tell me, can a person be in Akola and is it not the burden of proof lies on the prosecution? I also as a citizen of this country want to know who murdered Narendra Dabholkar. But does that mean that you pick up anybody and then put them up and say, "Acha, isi ne maar diya"? I am asking you, Vivek Srivastava, tomorrow somebody else.
On behalf of
okay, make your point.
Let me speak on behalf of Pansare. We are not going to believe the statement of any of the sisters. They are all fraud and fake, designed to save the brothers. One of the witnesses did identify Sharad as per as your own statement. I am not putting it from my side. Number two, the lawyer about which Vishnu Jan mentioned who was arrested for 45 days, please read why he was arrested. There was fabrication charges against him. He was trying to destroy the evidences. So, let's talk both ways. I also do not want an innocent person to be
let's talk.
criminalized.
Sir, I am not absolving anybody. My point is, if you believe
Sir,
that Sharad
Pansare,
Dabholkar
Dabholkar and
if the cops believe,
were killed in cold blood Because they were questioning
They-
the andhvishwas and the superstition.
No, that's your claim.
Dabholkar,
That's your claim,
Pansare,
Vivek
Gauri
Srivastava.
Lanka,
The
and many
burden
others
on
have been
proof
killed. We
lies
have
on
a
the
right to
prosecution
question.
to prove this claim. Have they
I
proved this
have a right
claim?
to
That's the question
Jyotish.
I'm asking.
I have a right to question astrology. I have a right to question Pran Pratishtha.
You have the right
If
to
I do not
question,
believe that in an idol,
but just
something
because
will
you
come in, I have
question
a
it,
right
can
to
you
question.
just believe that
It is
somebody
my
who believes in
constitutional
Jyotish
right,
is a
and you
murderer?
cannot kill me.
Do you have the right to call somebody a murderer just because you do not, because that person believes in Jyotish and you don't? That person believes in
No
Murti
investigation
Puja and
is
you
going
don't.
on. I gave you an example of Ram Sena.
Has the investigation been done properly? Has the investigation been done properly? Yes, Vishnu Jain. That's the question that we are asking, sir.
Mr.
Has the
Vivek? I
investigation
think he
been done
has
properly?
read a lot about
Yes,
this
Vishnu
case.
Jain.
Can I ask him a question with lot of sense of responsibility? I also have lot of respect
Yeah.
for Mr. Vivek Srivastava. Who is the star witness in Dabholkar murder case, Vivek ji? Please tell me, sir. You are sounding very passionate, and I think you have
Listen
followed
to
this
me.
case very closely. Please tell me, sir.
It's not a question of
with lot
passionate.
sense of
Passionate. I
just a
became
minute.
passionate.
With lot of sense of humbleness, I'm asking a question. Who is your star witness in this case? Please tell me.
Yeah.
I'll not speak for another 30 seconds.
You have question. I'll tell you why you are asking me this question. I know why you are asking me this question, because you are saying that the person who witnessed the two people running did not see the firing being done, so on and so forth. Look, that is what every lawyer does. Mr. Ram Jethmalani, who was very much like you, Vishnu, I respect you, I respected him also. हर उल्टा केस लेकर के अपनी वकालत चमकाई और अच्छी बात भी है. और अच्छी बात भी है सर.
Yes. Okay. Final word, Vishnu Jain. Have to wind up. Final word, Vishnu Jain. The verdict the court is going to decide, but is there enough evidence to nail the accused? That's what.
It's a case of harassment, Anand. And let me tell you, Dabholkar murder case, pistol number A, which was used, is not recovered. Pansare murder case, pistol A and B, not recovered. Kalburgi murder case, August 2015, pistol number B, not recovered. Gauri Lankesh case, September 2017, pistol number B, not recovered. This is a case of no evidence. And Sanatan Sanstha and Hindu Janjathi
who killed them then?
have been framed wrongly in this case. Because of the
there is a story. We've got to wind up on that note. Amit Thadani, thank you very much.
Guilty by using your legal prowess.
Sir, that's for the court
I
to
asked
decide.
you a
You are
pointed
nobody to
question.
decide somebody is guilty or not. We can only question is the evidence against them robust enough to nail the accused as being blamed, because burden of proof lies on the prosecution. Vivek Srivastava, Vishnu Jain and Amit Thadani, thank you very much. 10th of May, the Pune court is going to decide. Is there enough done by the CBI to nail the accused? Will we finally know who really murdered Dr. Narendra Dabholkar? Or is the investigation itself have some glaring loopholes that could perhaps put paid or leave this question again hanging there 11 years down the line about who killed Dr. Narendra Dabholkar? We'll wait for the courts to decide. Thank you very much. We're going to take a very, very short break. When we come back, here on the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studios, we'll talk about Uncle Sam's racist slurs. He's now stepped down as the chairperson